I do, however, believe that there is an element of truth, that there is probably billions of dollars to be clawed back as a result of the fact that client funds were probably used in order to pay off Binance.
Simon Dixon is the founder of Bank to the Future. He has a history with SBF and the CEO of Binance, CZ. His company has helped many crypto companies get funding, and this has given him the opportunity to have several encounters with these two men that are now subjects of interest to the cryptocurrency community after FTX collapsed. Simon has a lot to reveal, and it's worth listening to him. If you are new to the channel, click the subscribe button below. We're happy to have you in our community. Now, let's listen to Simon Dixon.
Firstly, Maszynski and Celsius failed the due diligence process because they wouldn't give us the financial disclosure and the regulatory disclosure that our broker-dealer asked for. In fact, the co-CEO, the co-director of the company asked us to change our broker-dealer because they were annoyed with the number of questions that we were asking before we would put their next funding round on our platform, on Bank to the Future. And what I notice is this blame shifting is causing manipulation from other characters. So the background behind that story is Maszynski tweeted out that in our crypto drama, Twitter wars. And then CZ actually responded to somebody else on my tweet. And I was talking about how the offer for Voyager that Binance has put through was actually, it's almost like a liquidation. It allows people to get access to their funds. And CZ responded to that and saying that FTX delayed the process by 6 months. And then somebody else asked under my post, can you respond to all the FUD about Binance? And he put FUD. And then one of the Maszynski followers manipulated the tweet, took a screenshot, took everything out of the middle to try and make it look like CZ was saying FUD on my response. And so this is the typical kind of behaviors that we're seeing around these blame shifters using highly manipulative tactics in order to try and tarnish people's reputation as a result of shifting away from the responsibilities. And fortunately, the examination report comes out in the 17th of January, which will investigate all of the shady $117 million that Maszynski pulled off the platform over the lifetime, sell token market manipulation, misrepresentations, and tax issues as well. So, we're going through that. But yeah, me and CZ, we've been discussing throughout these processes what support we can give. And then bad actors try and manipulate screenshots to make it look like we're having some drama when we're not.
Okay, so that's interesting. So you're on good terms with CZ?
Yeah, I mean, CZ is, he's been looking at what he can do. He was originally in the Voyager bid, and SBF decided to use his political clout in order to try and make Binance look bad. And that costs creditors about 6 months. Now, the Binance offer is not as good as the FTX offer, but now we know because it's actually with real money that legitimately was acquired as opposed to client money that SBF was stealing in order to hide some of the fraudulent loans that were collateralized on his token.
By the way, did you know that 49 million Americans were victims of identity theft in 2020, and it ended up costing them a combined $56 billion? This isn't happening just to people who fall for phishing scams or use bad passwords. 37 billion records got hacked in 2020 alone from major social media sites, national grocery store chains, cryptocurrency exchanges, pharmacies, and phone and internet providers. That's why I'm excited to partner with Aura, who is sponsoring this video. Aura's app uses AI and machine learning to protect your identity online. You tell Aura what email address, account numbers, and phone numbers you want monitored, and their algorithms scour the dark web, data brokers, and public records, and will alert you to any criminal activity fast. Aura's app also features a VPN that encrypts your browsing history and allows you to stay anonymous online. And their antivirus software will block malware and viruses before they infect your devices. Look, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud every 14 seconds. Don't be the next one. Click the link in the description to try Aura free for 2 weeks and see if your personal identifiable information has leaked to the dark web. In case you are still confused about how important Simon Dixon is to these crypto companies, we would have you go back to the bankruptcy of Celsius. Simon Dixon's firm, Bank to the Future, was a key investor who had tens of millions already invested in Celsius, a crypto lending company. Simon had stepped up to offer a bailout that would see billions of dollars released to Celsius to solve its liquidity problems. Celsius had paused withdrawals in June of 2022, and customers with money on the platform were left holding the bag. Dixon approached Celsius CEO Alex Mashinsky and advised that the firm should come out in the open with its financials so that due process could be followed in raising funds for the company. Mashinsky declined to make Celsius's financial situation public. Dixon revealed in July that he secured up to $6 billion in investor liquidity to solve Celsius's liquidity problems, but because Celsius was unwilling to be transparent, he had to withdraw his intervention. Interestingly, this was the same problem Sam Bankman-Fried had with Changpeng Zhao, CEO of Binance. There was practically no financial records for CZ to back a bailout for FTX. It gets even more interesting. At the time Celsius was going through their troubles, Sam Bankman-Fried showed up to the scene. He wanted to buy Celsius out, the way he had bought out Voyager and BlockFi. Simon Dixon was not happy about this. He tweeted his displeasure at Sam coming to buy Celsius cheaply when Alex, the founder, had taken funds from investors and customers. Simon's tweet responded to SBF's tweet, saying, quote, "To be clear, in Voyager, our bids are generally determined by fair market price, no discounts. The goal isn't to make money buying assets at cents on the dollar. It's to pay $1 on the dollar and get the $1 back to customers. If we were to get involved with Celsius, it would be the same," end quote. In the end, we realized that SBF was not bailing out those bankrupt cryptocurrency lenders. He was simply covering up the incriminating records of FTX with these crypto businesses. FTX had been the exchange that helped the Celsius token gain valuation in 2021, and there was a lot of bad collateral going on between BlockFi, Voyager, Celsius, and many other crypto firms that claimed they were crypto lenders, but were only using customers' funds to support each other illegally while using their tokens as collateral. There is a huge chance Sam Bankman-Fried's trial may reveal more information on the shady dealings with people like Alex Mashinsky.
It's 100% fraud. It is, I think, the bit that SBF did is he came on a bunch of Twitter spaces. I was on a Twitter space. Elon Musk was on it because SBF was trying to get funding for Twitter with client money. And I was drilling him down on the structure of client money versus amount on loan in margin. And it's clearly commingling of funds. It's clearly the funds were used and collateralized, which was illegal. And that is a crime and is left to the loss of billions of dollars. What we saw this year was really, even today, Alex Mashinsky's wife came out today and blamed Celsius's collapse on both SBF and then said that me as a creditor, I should be paying all of the funds. So this is really the year of blame shifting from narcissistic characters that seem to be protecting their backs. And with SBF, he went on that roadshow really incriminating himself and admitting to all sorts of fraud. And so, Kevin O'Leary, from my perspective, it's a bit shameful. I think it's a bad look. I was one of the investors in Celsius, and when I realized what was happening with people's money and that it didn't have the licenses, it was an illegal hedge fund, an illegal bank, I had to put my hands up and say and try and do what's right, given the current circumstance. I think Kevin is doubling down. And I think, in 2017, he was not a big fan of our industry. SBF paid him. He's a paid spokesperson. And I think he's still fulfilling his role. I do, however, believe that there is an element of truth, that there is probably billions of dollars to be clawed back as a result of the fact that client funds were probably used in order to pay off Binance. But that will come out in the Chapter 11 court process, and it does not defer away from the level of illegal activity that were happening by both Alex Mashinsky and SBF.
Dixon highlights the fact that Sam Bankman-Fried tried to approach Elon Musk to be a key investor in the acquisition of Twitter, offering as much as $15 billion to be a stakeholder. This would have given Sam a 37% stake in Twitter, making him one of the controlling shareholders in the company. It's odd because Sam was in a hole of about $6 billion at this time, and he was only running FTX and Alameda Research on credit without the knowledge of his users. Yet here was Sam making an offer of $15 billion to Elon Musk. Where was he going to get the money? Does this mean Sam has customers' money stashed somewhere that we're not aware of? Or was he attempting to use his FTT token to fund this investment? Part of the billions Sam was throwing around actually landed on the lap of Changpeng Zhao, CEO of Binance. CZ, who was one of FTX's first investors, had a huge share of the company, and Sam had to buy him out to fully control the company he founded. In 2021, after successfully raising billions in funding, Sam paid CZ a purported $2.1 billion. In an interview, CZ admitted to receiving this payment from SBF. He said most of the payment was made with FTT tokens, which are now worthless. Regardless of how the payments were made, Simon thinks the right thing for CZ to do is to refund the money he received so it could be used to settle the users of FTX Exchange. He also says Kevin O'Leary, who had received $15 million from SBF, is only fighting hard to save his own skin. The FTX saga has indeed exposed the rot in the crypto space, and we have surely not heard the last of this conspiracy to defraud cryptocurrency users. Hey, if you liked the video, click like, subscribe, and share below. Adios, and thanks for watching.